Hello guys, it's JongLi here, and today I have another Rome Total War online commentary battle. This time it's a different rule set than what I usually play. I usually play 31k or CWB rules. This time I'm playing AFI Rules, which is a rule set created by the OTD clan, which is who we're playing against today. So the rules basically go max 8 of the same unit card, no artillery, max 8 cav, max 4 berzerkers, max 4 horse archers, and the horse archers and elephants count as cavalry. So yeah, those are pretty much the rules. So I'm playing alongside Katzclaw, who is actually SR under a different name, Flavius, Bubo, Magnus, which is he isn't really well known, but he frequents the Steam lobby quite a bit, so you might see him around. And this is me in the center, playing as the CPI. We're playing against OTD Pengap, pretty experienced player, sometimes plays 31k as well, and yep. We also have SQR Thor of the OTD clan, and he's I don't really know this guy, but he's not the Irish Thor, so not the one who plays 31k. But yeah, he's in the OTD clan. And Leon Dragonheart in the OTD clan. So yep, pretty experienced players. Pretty decent match. As you can see, our team has gone for quite a lot of archers, and so has their team really. They've gone for a lot of skirmishing, Balearic slingers, lots of archers, and even the Romans have lots of archer auxiliary. So at first, SR wanted me and Bubo to kind of put ourselves here, and that was to kind of create surround this foresty area. And as you may have noticed, Pengap does have elephants hidden here, so we can't really get our archers to them, which is a bit annoying. Yep, I've brought 8 Praetorian Cav, and it's allowed since it's max 8 of the same unit and max 8 Cav. And I'm just going to use these Praetorian Cav to harass these guys, because it's quite hard to always protect your slingers and stuff, so it's good if you can get some strikes in. Bubo's back here, and he's moving up to support me. Not sure what SR is trying to do, but he plays pretty well this game. Now I'm just targeting my archers at these Balearic slingers. I am at a hill disadvantage, but yeah, it's not too bad. It's a bit of an incline. SR's got a lot of stuff over here though. He's already routed one Balearic slinger with his desert cav, which he had kept hidden. He's got a bunch of chariot archers on the left and some Pharaoh's bowmen here, so he's going to be at an advantage when skirmishing against these slingers and these archers over here. He's also got his chariots backing me up, and some of his infantry and archers back here as well. But yeah, the OCD clan is basically planning to skirmish it out. Hopefully either get the skirmish advantage or whittle down our forces enough, and then they'll move in with their infantry, and after they've engaged they're going to try and use those elephants to their maximum potential, which he's now put over here. Yep, so they're pretty well out of range of our missiles. I'm just skirmishing with his slingers, with Pengap's slingers and Thor's archers over here. I've also got a peeler screen, I'm not sure why. But yeah, my infantry component isn't that heavy, but it should hold. It's good holding force. And we can see SR still just shooting at these Balearic slingers, and they're already down to 8 men. Meanwhile, in the Archer War, it's pretty even. No side's really got the upper hand yet, but Leon Dragonheart's got these archer auxiliary that he's bringing up. But we've also got Bubo's Cretans over here. I'm just using my cab to protect these archers. And I'm really cautious of these cataphracts and Praetorian cavalry, because if they all go coming around this side and slamming into me, I'll probably die, get mass routed. So we're trying to get Bubo to move much closer to protect my flank and kind of add to the infantry force here. SR's infantry force isn't that strong, so we've got to be quite careful. But in terms of the archer duel, we're winning the left side quite decisively at the moment because of SR's chariot archers and his Pharaoh's bowmen doing some pretty nice work as well. He's also got some Egyptian chariots hidden over here, just to back up his archer force. And you can see here that Pengap is pushing this side. See if he doesn't like the chariots here, and he wants to try and get rid of some of the archers. But SR was ready for that with these chariots and stuff, so he's going to counter that pretty effectively. And these pikes are too slow to catch their chariots right now, so they're not going to be too effective. Yep, here Pengap's still putting more of his cav in, and against these chariots they're not going to do too well, but he is pushing these chariots away pretty well. But he is still at a disadvantage here with these desert cav in the back as well. Here in the center, not much is happening, but the archer war is fairly even. My archers are starting to dwindle, some down to 17. And SR's moving his infantry back this way to kind of help out here. And as you can see, Pengap has actually become really isolated with his Sacred Band infantry, and he's pushing this side decent, like he's pushing it fairly well, but everything's just getting really spread out, and his allies can't help him, and it's pretty tough to micro everything properly. But SR's yeah, just right there you can kind of see he would have caught SR's chariots, but because he couldn't micro it, SR's chariots got away scot-free, and even the Sacred Band even took some damage. So on this side I've just sent two of my cav units to kind of mess with these Balearic slingers, and yeah, I'm gonna get this cav unit to kill these two Sacred Band cav later. And this is pretty bad for Pengap, because in addition to all the micro he was doing here, he's also got to micro everything here now. So yep, as you can see, I just caught that totally off guard, and this Thor's trying to help him out, but one pike unit isn't really going to do much. So I'm still really wary of these cataphracts on my right. The elephants are still fairly safe, and they're pressuring us because we're downhill, and Bubo's infantry isn't really close enough to provide adequate support at the moment. But the condition in the center is pretty in OTD's favor, because we're downhill, and the infantry is at least as good as ours, probably better at this point, and their cav is far superior to ours. But on the left, Pengap is getting his infantry way too isolated, and SR's really done a lot of work on him. He's killed a lot of his Sacred Band cavalry, so he's actually out of cav except for this one unit of elephants. I'm just going to pull back here and leave my Praetorian cohort as a testudo. It's gonna get cav charged, but yeah, there's nothing much else I could do with it, so I just left it there as kind of a stalling force. And I think it's even taking some arrow fire, which is great. But yeah, these cataphracts and these elephants still posing a real threat, but we've got these pikes behind us, which is very good. And it seems SR has mopped up a lot of Pengap's troops, except for these 3 units a Sacred Band, which are trying to get back to their teammates, but SR's not really going to let him do that. So he's just going to kind of park them here. And SR's going to ignore them because they're not really an immediate threat. We're much more worried about this side. And as you can see, OTD is really pressuring this side now. They're putting all their cav on this side, pushing with their infantry. And over here as well, and I get some of my Praetorian cav caught out, which is terrible. That was really bad. Yeah, he even gets his pikes down, so those two units get completely shredded, which is horrible. I've still got these two units here, but obviously they're not going to stand up against all the cataphracts here. I'm just going to try and again stall with my cav. Although it's not really a good way of using them, I don't have much other choice, since Bubo isn't really committing his cav here. Yep. Dragonheart's getting a good charge onto the back of some of Bubo's pikes. And Thor's just lined up his cav right behind us. So it's looking pretty dicey. SR knows this, and so he's pushing this side as quickly as he can. He's getting his chariots in, and I've thrown in a Praetorian cav units to kind of help him out. Yep. So this forces Leon to kind of get all his cav back here. It doesn't really force him to, but it provokes him, and he sends all his cav into these chariots, which is not a very good move. But as you can see, Pengap has sent in his elephants in the back. They're not really taking much arrow fire, so they're going to be pretty effective if they can really get in. And Bubo forgets to turn his pikes, but he has turned one pike unit around. Yeah, as you can see, elephants being really devastating here, throwing men everywhere. So our center is slightly broken, but yeah, and here comes a charge with the cataphracts. Luckily Bubo does have some of his pikes turned around, which deters him, and my infantry is not doing too badly in the center. So I've got a random Praetorian cav unit out here. I should really be using this more effectively. I have some Praetorian cav just smacking the back of Leon's Praetorian cav. Looks like guard mode is on, so they're not really reacting to the hits. But here we can see, as soon as Bubo put in his cav and his infantry started rounding up the rear, Thor's cataphracts got routed, and the center is not doing too bad. We have Bubo's pikes here, but the bad thing is they are surrounded with a bit of Leon's infantry, so that's going to be pretty dicey in the center, and my general is routing. But it's not looking terribly bad. These cav units come in, which worsens the situation quite a bit, but again, Bubo, since he's saved up his companion cav for this long, he's putting them to use now, and he manages to rout these guys while they're surrounded. And SR's also got some of his infantry right here. Not really doing much, but it's pretty much the end game anyway. And now the OTD team doesn't have much left to do. It was really just winning that left side pretty decisively and then carrying that advantage over to the center, and the center holding out before it was broken. So yeah, we've even got some marches left, and I'm just rounding up some routing units, and that's pretty much the game. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. That's the kill sheet, and yeah, see you later.